I'm Dale Smith for Looney Politics, and the federal government has come up with a compromise on the Winnipeg lab documents. Now, this is possibly a little bit premature because the committee that ordered those documents does not exist, and thus the order to produce those documents doesn't exist. But they've nevertheless floated a compromise to this situation. The idea is that they would replicate the same ad hoc process as the Afghan detainee documents from the Stephen Harper era. The compromise should have been to send those documents to the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians, which was set up to precisely avoid such a situation in the future and allow parliamentarians to be properly security cleared and to make reports to Parliament that could be properly vetted and be redacted appropriately. Nevertheless, the Conservatives largely decided that the process would not be suitable because they came up with the completely false notion that the Prime Minister controls the redactions. This has never been the case, but nevertheless, they chose this narrative and undid a lot of the work that NSI COP did in order to build its reputation as an organization or a group of parliamentarians that could be trusted with this national security information. So instead, we are back to a compromise of a compromise where you have a group of MPs who are in an appropriately secured facility who will review both the redacted and the unredacted documents along with properly screened and knowledgeable national security staff to determine what redactions are appropriate and which ones were not. And any disputes would be then arbitrated by a three-person panel of former judges who will then make binding recommendations on which redactions can and cannot be made. It's not a great solution, and it undermines not only the work that NSI COP did, but also just of the reputations of MPs around being serious about national security issues. We have an issue in this country where we are behind a lot of our peer countries because our MPs are less interested in doing the hard work of accountability, which means things that happen in secret need to stay secret and not to be used for political theater. Unfortunately, our parties have chosen theater, and that is setting back Canada's position on the national security field by another decade at least. For Looney Politics, I'm Dale Smith.